In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how I took my client from absolute zero to 10K cash collected in their first 27 days. Get this, with less than 500 followers. And this is in the high ticket coaching space, as will be every video on this channel. So as you can see here, I took this screenshot a little bit late, but we did have less than 500 followers. This was after we did the thing. And then 2.5K here, 7.89K there, just shy of 8K here, with combined of 10.2K on our payment processors. And then here is Ryan himself flexing the Amex, got the dream high rise right here, moved into his dream place. And if you could guess this city in the comment section, then I'll give you a cookie. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So what we're gonna go through is a few things. First off is the ICP we chose, or our client avatar. Next, we'll hit the crafting table and see what kind of offer that we actually crafted for him. And then we'll go launch and the content that we use to support the launch. And then finally, as you can tell, I was a little hungry here, but the sales process and the funnel that we used. So let's jump into it. First off is the ICP we chose, right? So an easy way, and I want to say this, to find out who your ICP is, if you're doing a mentorship or coaching where you're selling to people poorer than you, is to just look at yourself 6 months, a year, maybe 2 years plus ago and how far you've came. Right, that version, that older version and past self of you, that's usually the people that you can actually help and make an impact with. Right, so that's exactly what we did with Ryan. We looked at him before. He was young and broke. He wanted to make online money. No freedom, lonely, going to be forced to go to college by his parents. And then just by doing some market research with some competitors, we also included 9-to-5ers and existing sales reps, right? Now, the way you want to frame it and really nail it into your brain is that your program, course, or mentorship, whatever you want to call it, needs to be the bridge from your past self to your dream outcome and who you are now. Right. And that's what people are buying into. It's not just, oh, I want to buy your course, or I want to buy into, in this case, high ticket sales was the business model that he had done, but they're buying into you. So the better you can tell this story, obviously, the more you can sell as well. And that's where lifestyle and everything comes in. So as you can see here, here's Ryan again with his high rise, young and rich now, online money, freedom, own place, rich friends, and didn't have to go to college, which was one of the biggest things for him. So another thing we could do, obviously, that's what we did when we had little to no data just because of the low following count. But as you actually start closing clients and students, this is the onboarding form that's mandatory for every single new client and student. Now, why this is so important is because it's questions like, what finally pushed you to book a call? What were your biggest hesitations before joining? There are other online sales coaches. Why did you choose us? Right? And things that just show you like what was the customer's journey kind of like? What were their hesitations? What held them back from getting started sooner? Why did it take so long? Or did they just book immediately? It tells you what you're doing right and what you can improve on. And you get some really personal answers. For example, I won't read all of these, but goals are to be financially free, earning 10K per month, help my mother and family with debt, right? Goals to help my mom and dad pay for my grandmother's assisted living, 10K a month, quit 9 to 5. A lot of, is similar to actually Ryan, and then everyone else has their own story, of course. What are you passionate about? Money, helping people, money, helping others, passionate about sales, fashion, growing mental state, money and business, fitness, right? Helping people. So this gives you a really good idea, and this helps you because not only in the marketing and like the messaging that you use in the copy throughout your funnel and everything, but also in the content that you produce. Now you can make content that actually tugs at your customer's heart. Because again, they're not just buying into the course or the business model, they're also buying into you. And if they can relate to you and you guys share the same interests and passions, desires, then that's someone you want to buy with. If one person is rich in this business model, but I don't relate to them, right? I don't like them. This other person is, and I do like them. I'm going to buy from that person. So to continue, let's go ahead and jump in now to the offer that we crafted. So the goal here is how can we repeat this for others, right? Get people with their own dream high rise, their own place, young and rich, right? Online money, freedom, rich friends, no college. At the same time, repeating this for us. So these are the kind of messages I love to get from clients. Yo, what's the word? Saw 2.5 came through, 5K, right? Much appreciation there. And then another 5K here, right here. How can we repeat these 5K piffs coming through, right? These students that we can actually change their life and get paid to do so. And that's something I want to make clear too, is like, if you're expecting to just make tons of money and not change anybody live, then coaching might not be for you, right? Go start another business, double down in the business that you've been successful in now. But if you actually are focused on both of these things, how can we actually fulfill and repeat, the lifestyle change, the transformation that you've experienced for others? Then this kind of just follows, right? And a lot of people get that mixed up, so I just want to make that clear. Next is the offer we crafted, right? Again, deeper into detail. 5K ticket size, that's what we decided on after looking into some other people. And then what this includes is training, placement, and community. These are, again, the three things that were included in most other programs, and everyone was really looking for in this space. Now, what does this come with? 1-to-1 coaching calls, 3-week group coaching calls. It used to be daily, but we moved them to 3 a week. That way it's too demanding from him. Sales call recordings, private resources, direct offer placement, and job board. So if you're familiar with high ticket sales, then this should all make sense to you, but just know it's everything you need so that we can, again, repeat this for others. This is what we decided you need. Okay. And if you want to see kind of like how the community was outlaid, there's in a Discord here. You could go ahead and steal this as well. But we also prepared, we got the right financing and right payment processors in check. So this is WAP here. This is good for pay in fulls and Split It. If you don't know what Split It is a really good credit financing option. So if someone has a credit card, obviously probably 18 or older, but once they have their credit card, they can get approved. You'll get paid the full amount, and they get in for like $0 down or something ridiculous, right? Same thing with Fanbasis, another great payment processor. Same thing, PIFs, pay in fulls, and then also financing. They have some other options that WAP doesn't have, right? So next is the launch. Now just to kind of recap here, now we understand who we're selling to. We understand what we're selling to them, right? Not just the community training placement, but you're selling them the outcome. You're selling them the dream, the lifestyle, right? Now we understand that. How are we going to launch that? How are we actually going to put that in front of people? So the main and I guess like top of funnel is going to be awareness. How are people actually going to find out with you? And listen to me, because we've tried so many different methods. We tried posting 10, 20 times a day. We tried posting just one good quality piece of content a day and everything in between, right? Now, as you can see here, this is just a couple formats, and this is most important, is find a format that really works for you. Find a format that, tried a lot of different things. As you can see, we tried skits here. We've seen some success. Student results. These are a must for actually converting. So live calls, and we're going to get into like what the purpose for each of these is. But live calls here, can I get back to you objection versus a 30K month closer. Someone finds the page, they like him, but now they know what business model he is, how he got rich, how he makes his money. And it shows you live, right? That authority is actually created there. And that's what you want, because in the coaching space, where it is now, the info space as a whole, people are tired of just seeing the Lambos and the cars and the watches and everything else. And they want to see that you actually practice what you preach. People are aware there's gurus, scammers, everything out there. So you want to make sure that you're different from them. But yeah, skits, these are just the formats that we've seen perform really well, and we continue to do a lot of authentic content as well here that just kind of shows you like who he is as a person, the way he talks, the way he acts, and that's really where that connection is made, right? So imagine if we added all these views together. I didn't do it here, but let's just round and say, if we're just guessing right here, probably like 50K views in total here, 40K views, with just this batch of reels here that I screenshotted. So where do all these reels go, and what's important once someone actually finds you? Now, someone finds you on the reels tab, but what's going to happen is, first thing that any of us do, we go to their profile and we go and look at these three things here, right? We're like, oh, who is this person, right? We're professional stalkers at this point. So bio, what do we want the bio to look like? And beautiful. Now you can see the account growth. You want the bio to be clear. What do you actually do? What is like your achievement? What have you accomplished? And then some sort of like call to action, which in our case, you'll see here when we get into the YouTube side of it. But we're pushing them to a link to watch their YouTube where we can nurture them. And it's also a DM that we're running as well. So either they go to the YouTube and book a call, or they go ahead and they DM us and the conversation started there, right? That's just the bio itself right there. That's where people are going to find out what you do and take the next step. On top of that, we have highlights, and we'll break down these as well. But you just want testimonials, your story, your proof. Again, these are all solving and pre-handling objections within your content, within your profile, right? And then these are just some like nice luxury videos and photos as well, just to show, that you actually live that life. You're legit. You're not renting a Corvette or something like that. So also on top of that is the pin videos. So this is really key here. Right here, your student closes a 5K deal. A lot of people just try to flex like their money. Every single opportunity you get to flex your student wins, do that instead. Do yours because they do show and build connection, but also you really want to spotlight your students. And then on top of that, this is like his story video. Go ahead and watch that if you guys get the chance. And then window shopping, rash decision, objection. So again, just like a live call of him actually doing his business model, proving that he's actually good at it, right? So next thing is the testimonials. So as you've seen here, testimonials and the highlights, which are very key. These are just a few that I screenshotted here. So a couple of our students and clients that have won and, are really successful in the program. You want to show that because think about it. You're meeting someone or being introduced to someone for the first time that you've ever seen them online. So biggest thing is going to be trust. We are in a trust economy. That's the best currency in the space now. So you constantly want to be thinking, how can I actually bring as much trust as possible throughout that whole process? So testimonials is one of the easiest way. You see 6 different people's faces here telling you how their experience has been, right? Next, YouTube. You have to prepare YouTube. YouTube is so underrated. I know a lot of people when they're first starting their coaching business, they think, oh, I'm just going to go viral on Instagram or TikTok, and then boom, money is going to just appear in my account. And you will make money if you go viral. Like it's pretty easy, but you want to make sure that you're making as much money as you can be. And YouTube is one of the best ways to do that because you're spending 40 minutes, 10 minutes, this one's short, 3 minutes, 30 minutes, 11 minutes, 40 minutes. On average, you're spending way more time with someone than you can in a 60-second, 30-second reel. And they play a very important role, as you'll see in the sales process as well. So authority and credibility. This is closing a difficult 10K sales call live, right? So what does that establish? Authority and credibility. You see, oh man, this guy's actually good. I need to listen to him. And I could trust this guy because he just closed a 10K deal live, right? I made 30K this month. Here's a weekend in my life living in, I'll cross that out. Relatability, right? It doesn't say in this one, but right here. You're 19 and making 30K a month, right? If someone is 19 and they want to be making 30K a month and they're still, act like a kid and just are very related to this type of lifestyle vlog, then that's going to help them as well. Because again, they're buying from someone that they like, not just someone that they trust and respect. They also have to like you. Now, how to make 10K per month. This is a staple. You need to have this. I would recommend making this one probably like your first or second YouTube video on your channel is the business model. Explain what you do. Authority and credibility. Again, here's another live call. Relatability again, and then credibility. This is as many as you can get as these is good too. These are just straight testimonial videos. So one of our top students or one of his top students actually won and is succeeding, right? Next is the evergreen story sequence. So you're telling me, okay, now you have tons of views and tons of traffic, tons of eyeballs on you from the reels. And then you also have a lot of people that spent hours probably with you from watching your YouTube as well. And this all goes hand in hand. But how do you actually get people to take the action? Obviously in the videos, you're saying, yeah, click the link in the description to book a call with me. And as you start gaining these followers, because we're seeing followers come in so many on a daily basis because we started from zero, it's such a fresh account, is actually impressive. But on top of that, once we have all these eyes on us, we have to capitalize on that. So that's where we do our evergreen story sequence. So if you remember here, right here in our highlights, there's this my story section. This lives here. We posted this and we made a lot of money off of just this story sequence alone, but it also lives there and it continues to make us money. Hence the name Evergreen. So as you can see, I'm not going to go through all of this. You know, you could pause and read it if you like to. You could have a base, steal the words. I don't really care. But like it says, life is crazy, only 19. Boom, his achievements. And then his little basketball arc, lost, didn't want to go to college, went in debt, broke, paid for sales coaching, agency failed, all these different things, right? Up to, okay, now I started seeing success with high ticket sales, right? His business model, boom. Money coming in, rich now, young and rich, boom, got the dream high rise. And then if you want this too, that's basically the message that you're kind of creating, the picture that you're painting is. So I created Sales Team 6, a program for, kind of cross it out, but 9-to-5ers, people that don't want to go to college, existing sales reps, college students, and we will train and place you, and basically kind of like their dream outcome again. They could be making that type of money too. Now, people seeing this, imagine you just seeing this kid blow up, you're seeing the lifestyle, you're seeing also he actually practices what he's preached, the kind of money that he's making. And now this will live here on his profile so that everyone can build a connection, find out what his story or his arc actually was, and then be called to take the next step. So next is the sales process and the funnel that we actually used for this launch. So first off, let's start with the sales team. We had two options, to be honest. It was either we do one setter and one closer or one hybrid. And we had way more reps than that, just to be clear. But because he had such a small offer and just starting off, we just started with one, right? And we went with the hybrid option just because, again, as you scale, then you could get two setters and one closer, or two setters and two closers and go from there. But only one hybrid was really needed. And you don't want to cut someone, cheap. And if, let's say, they're going to make 2K in comms, right? And then they have to split it. You want to make sure that your reps are happy because you can grow with them. So next thing is the DM setting. What did our DM setting practice look like? You can pause and read this, but I'll just summarize this real quick. All right, someone comes in, automated message, what's good, appreciate the follow, you in high ticket sales. They tell you, you're kind of building rapport, you on an offer right now, how long have you been on that, right? Just little jokes here, build an actual connection with them. And then from here, have you been looking for a new offer? Kind of asking help. They said, yeah. Okay, how much were you looking to make? Right, and then look at W follow up here from our DM setter. So they've done some 10K months, but the goal is consistency. So he said, okay, we could hop on a quick call, rip a role play, and talk more if you're serious. And again, at this time, this guy has followed us. As you can see here, he's watched our content. He's probably watching our content while we're going back and forth through this. Right, be open to hearing a bit more. Do you take these calls personally? He said it'd be me unless my calendar's booked. It wasn't. It was a closer. Right. Anyways, this person got booked onto a call, and what we did too, we played around with this just because we only wanted qualified calls, is we took in the DMs, we actually did financial qualification. So FYI, to get you started making that 7K a month on a good offer, there is a minimum investment of 500. Is that within your budget? As you grow, you're not going to want to take people that don't even have 500 to their name, right? So why would I actually hop on a call with this person? Same thing, it's not worth our time, so we can qualify them here. You can also do it in Typeform, you could do it in the VSL, but we just chose to do it in the DMs just starting off, right? So boom, got on a call, and then from here, let's go next. They go to a landing page. So with that link, they're able to come to this landing page and book themselves in. And we only let them go 2 days max in advance. If you go any longer than this, someone's going to forget they have a call, they're not going to show up. You don't want that to happen. Right, and then when this happens, they book in, let's say they go 1 p.m. on Tuesday, the setter and the closer are automatically notified, which means after they've already DM set, then the closer takes over. Right, so this is the closing process. And I will make a separate video if you guys want, let me know, on an actual closing call and how you should take a high ticket coaching in the info space closing call. But this is just the closing process, or the closer over messages and dialing. So as you can see here, this was mine example. So, hey Jonathan, it's Damien with Ryan's team. Just seen you booked your call. Did you get a chance to watch that video? You always want to make sure that you send a message with your name first, introducing yourself, because when you're going to call them later, if you guys are familiar with like caller ID, you want to make sure that it actually shows your name. So instead of like unknown caller from this city or this number, it says maybe Damien when I call him there, right? So it just kind of scares people less. And then also, you want to make sure you ask a question or ask a message that go ahead and provokes an answer for them. So like, hey, yeah, I did. Are you a closer or a close? Are you a closer of a closer? This is interesting. So he meant to say said it, right? I said, nah, making sure you're all good for your call tomorrow. Yeah, I bet you got time for a quick call. Just got a couple questions. He said, yeah, let's do it. At this point, boom, you're automatically calling them. You're dialing them. That's dial within 5 minutes or less. The stats on that, right? That's what you call speed to lead. The stats on being able to reach out to them quickest as possible is ridiculous. So you want to make sure you're doing that. And then also, you can see on the phone with him, I'm saying, okay, cool. Yeah, you watched that video. What'd you think? Okay, what's your goals? Okay, what's your plan? All right, cool. Well, you're all good for your call. Hey, I'm going to send you over another video. Be sure to watch this one. It's going to answer a lot of your questions, right? I just want him to watch this video. And this is where that YouTube funnel really comes in handy, because now at this point, he knows Ryan, he likes him enough to book a call, but now he's going to watch a testimonial, which he probably wouldn't have before. Because let's be real, like testimonials or client interviews, they're not the most fun video to watch. So we're sending those in, right? And then, hey, Damien, sorry for bugging you already so soon. What's a loom? Answering his questions. This is good. This is showing me the prospect's interested. He's actually serious. What'd you think of the vid? You know, whatever he said here. And then I said, yeah, for sure. Give this video a watch before your call as well. Because I want to have him spend as much time with Ryan, as much time learning about this business model, as much time building that connection with him. So by the time he shows up to the call, he's a lay down. Right. And the awesome thing, this just kind of helps out too in the high ticket sales space, is it is sales. So things that Ryan is saying in the sales call, this is something we found kind of funny, is it's handling objections. And so because of that, when they're hopping on the call, they just watch Ryan. Oh, well, what makes you feel like you have time? Okay, and why like is now the option? Why not wait another 6 months? It kind of like wires their brain already ready, which was pretty neat. Halfway through, I feel so out of my depth. I understand I should be breaking down sales. It's flying over my head. Just assured him, don't worry, you'll pick it up quick. There's a specific niche, that's all. Also gave him a call here, reminding him about his call. And then texted him. I don't think he answered. Hey, just a reminder, your call is in an hour and a half. Sounds good. Call's in 10. Again, just following up. You got the Zoom link or need me to send it? And we could just automate this entire process, right? Which is automated in the emails. I didn't show that here. That part's really boring, but it's sending the emails also automated to him. But that human touch, honestly, like nothing has replaced it yet. The days are soon where I'm sure AI will be so good. It sounds like a person, it's personal, and it could do this, emojis, mess up, spell things wrong, lowercase, whatever. But, and be blue messages if you're, talking to an iPhone user. But until then, right, we're just doing it ourselves. And then boom, there's the 5K link. So again, kind of wrapping up the closing process. What does that look like? It's super simple. Don't worry about some crazy Zoom subscription. You don't have to hire and get users in, the team enterprise. Don't worry about that. All you need is just video call. So that's going to be on Google Meet. And then meeting recording, which is going to be Fathom Note Taker. These things are both free. So just get both of these. And you're pretty much set, right? This note taker is very important because we'll go over those recordings and those calls with your sales team. And there's so much in going over a sales recording or a sales call that if you just fix, a couple words, you fix how they handle certain objections or what we can do better in the actual funnel and the content, right? Because if someone's telling you all the time, oh, I don't know if I have enough time. Okay, cool. You can make a video on that so that people don't show up to the call anymore saying they don't have enough time, right? Whatever it is. Or do they believe they can actually do it? Okay, make more testimonials that actually relate to those people that are hopping on those calls. So again, apart from that, all you need is just basic payment processor. Don't use Stripe. Please do use one of these. Otherwise, I'll just say I told you so. Stripe is very notorious for holding your money and just freezing your accounts. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up how we took Ryan from 0 to 10K in 27 days with less than 500 followers. So if you got value from this, go ahead and book a call with me if you're serious about starting or scaling your high ticket coaching program, mentorship, or course. If that's you, and only if that's you, then the link is in the description. Other than that, subscribe and turn on notifications for future vids. Going to be posting often, really often on this channel. Also going to be making a second one. And then follow me on IG and the Biz too. Those are both going to be listed in the description. And then comment, please comment what video you want to see next. I read all of them. Again, going to be popping out a lot more content too. So just to keep the ideas coming, be more than happy to make, whatever you request. But yeah, it's pretty much it for me now. And I'll talk to you later.